To add color to your stacked teacup images, there's all kinds of things you could use. Color pencil would work, crayons would work, markers, paint. What you want to make sure of though is that you're putting the color on in a three-dimensional looking way, so for a 3D effect. So we know with making color look 3D, we want it to have light parts and dark parts. So for instance, let's say I'm getting my brush ready, I'm getting some green paint on here. I'm going to start adding some paint back here at the edge of the table, which in a landscape we would say that's the horizon line. So that would be where the ground meets the sky. In this case is where the table meets the wall. So as I come down, I'm not going to be reloading my paintbrush with a lot of paint because I want it to blend and fade away and turn lighter and lighter the closer it gets. Back there at the back edge over here, I would need to make sure I reload it with paint because that is further away, and we've looked at things in real life and figured out, well, in real life, things that are further away appear darker. As they get closer, they appear to be lighter because we have more light to see those things with. Now the exception to that is sometimes there's a reason why something would seem a little bit darker. So some of you are probably thinking, if I look at this, underneath the plate should be a little darker. If I can come up with a reason for it to be darker, then probably I should go ahead and make it darker. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend by pulling that green out from under the plate, and as I pull it out from under the plate, it's going to fade away and get lighter. So I'm going to add a little water to my paint here to lighten it up. We know that more paint would make it darker, more water would make it seem lighter. So I'm going to do the same effect over here underneath the napkin. There would be a little bit of a shadow, and that would be the reason it would be darker. So if you were thinking there should be a shadow there, you are correct. So coming out from under there, that would need to seem like it's a little bit lighter. So I'm going to add some water to my paintbrush, and I'm going to blend that and fade it away. So I would be doing the same effect on my teacups, on the napkin. So let's say that I'm going to add color to this part of the teacup here. So maybe that's going to be red or kind of pink. So I'm going to load my brush. I'm going to start out over here with some red, and I'm going to pull it across. Then I'm going to jump to the other side and put some red on here, and I'm going to pull it across. But before I get all the way across, I'm going to clean out my brush, running it over the edge of the water container a couple of times, and I'm going to pull this across so it fades away. So the part where I started out has more color, so that seems darker. The part where I'm pulling it across, that's lighter, there's less paint. So I don't want to use the paint in my brush now over here, so I'm going to clean this back out, run it over the edge of the bucket there, and as I pull across, that should fade away too. So I get to where at first it starts out looking kind of red where it's darker, then it turns pink where it looks lighter. So since I'm going back to the other side here, I'm going to load my brush with more paint, pulling it across, just not going all the way. Go to this side, a little more paint because that will be the darker part, but as it comes towards the middle, I'm going to blend it, it's going to fade away, and it's going to get lighter. So I'm going to continue this on all of my teacups. I need to think about, well, if there's a reason something would be darker, make it darker. If this teacup is stacked on top of this one, it would definitely make the inside of this teacup seem a little bit darker. So I'm going to go ahead and use some black inside of here to get more of a shadow effect. Then I'm going to jump to the other side. So I would continue that with the rest of my teacups, the handles, the napkin, the saucer, and I can even paint the wall. So I look forward to seeing these finished. If I attend a morning meeting with your class, please always hold up your artwork so I get to see it, and please feel free to email pictures of what you guys are working on at home.